Couch Rider, Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. We gon' ride out. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. We gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White of rap for the beat, though. Hey, you made it. Welcome back to the home of original sports perspective from our couch to yours. Thanks for tuning in. This is your host, Jermaine Lockett, the Couch Rider Raven. Thanks for rocking with your boy tonight. Let's see who we got in the room already. Looks like Blessed Brian is in the building. So we got Delicious is here. Says, what's up, Couch Rider and Cam? Cam will be along shortly. We'll be getting him on. He's a little late, but that's okay. Let's see here. Bill Seals in the building. Jose is here. Appreciate you coming through, my man. And my son Cam is here.
Hi, guys.
But not Cam Rue. So we'll make sure we get Cam Rue in the room shortly. CF is here. What's going on? Jim. Who's Jim? I don't know who Jim is. Anyway, we got to pay the bills here, folks. So make sure you hit the like button. Hit that subscribe and smack that bell so you know when it's going down.
Donate through the Cash App.
Cameron says donate through the Cash App. Yeah, son. Anywho, let me just kind of put this on there so he can get his soda because he's all about his profit. Let me find out where I put that thing at. Okay, so if you want to donate to Cameron's Soda Fund, it is there on the screen up here. Cameron, my son, wants his soda, so if you donate anything, $1, $2, whatever, he'll be excited to get a soda from you. He is all about his hustle. CF says, your name, Jimmy. Oh, man, so disrespectful. This thing is spreading like wildfire. Anywho. All right, so we got my main man. He's here. He's ready to rock. He's probably got his cereal ready. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Camera.
No cereal, but I got the apple peasy ready.
That was good, man.
Dutch apple. Gotta have a little something tonight, man. It's been a long day.
Been a long one?
Yeah, man. It don't even feel like it's any type of spring weather over here, bro. It's like raining. What up, everybody? And
oh, yesterday it was like we
bro.
want to go put up some Easter eggs. It's snowing. I'm like,
yeah.
Why is it snowing, my man? Craziness.
A lot of jokes with him. God has a lot of jokes. Delicious, what up?
Delicious says, get him a few Sprites. Hey, Cameron, you got a donation, boy.
What happened? Cameron wanted some Sprites?
Yeah, he wants some sodas. This is for Cameron's Soda Fund. I appreciate you, Delicious. All right, so let's see here. So tonight, we're going to talk about a few different things. I actually did not dress up the title of the show tonight. Let's make sure I get this right. So you saw the title. There were some things I wanted to talk about based on events that happened today, and also just simply some draft trade scenarios. Cam, I think you got a couple of those as well. And then some, we wanted to talk about, I'll leave that last little piece to the end, but we'll talk about draft trade scenarios, sleepers, and then, at the end, we'll talk about some wide receivers business that's going on.
Oh, you did speak on Miles, huh?
Huh? Yeah, we're gonna talk about some wide receiver business with Miles Boykin.
I wasn't sure if I missed that or not. I'm sorry about that.
I guess we could talk about that part first, as far as at least the Miles Boykin part. So, I mean, we knew it was going to happen, right? We knew it was going to happen. We knew Miles was going. And so that saves the Ravens. Looks like the Ravens get to save about $2.54 million on the cap. And, of course, you always got to wonder, like, if they're cutting him, and we knew it was coming, and they couldn't trade him, and they just cut him just now, did they make some money moves to make a future money move? That is a question that I have in my mind.
Aha.
Yeah,
Aha.
Look at my crazy looking glasses and some gray hair. You know what I mean?
Hot. So taste the soup. What's wrong with the soup? It's too cold. Taste the soup. Okay, where's the spoon? Aha.
So yes, of course, there's that. Miles will be missed. I think people talk about how Miles might have not been used properly or something along those lines. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like it's the same situation as Elam. If you're a dog, you're a dog. You're gonna come out there, and the world will see your doggishness. They will see that hey, you was a monster out there. Even with already a number one wide receiver in Green Bay, Devontae still shined. He still shined over there, and then he took over because he was just that type of dog. And that kind of goes to show you in any organization where you think things are not going your way, you still have control over what you do, making the best of each play. And I think that is where Miles Boykin, he did not. He did not have that dog in him to go get it. And I wish him the best of luck or wherever he goes. Maybe he goes to Green Bay. Maybe he proves us wrong. Maybe this is a chip on his shoulder and he turns into what Jacoby Jones ended up being for us when he left Houston and they said he had no hands. So when Jacoby left Houston, Jacoby, he actually got a jugs machine and put it in his garage and worked at it. Worked at his craft all summer, very hard. Killed it. And then came out and helped us win a Super Bowl. So that goes to show you, when somebody closes that opportunity, closes that door on you, you got to find ways to make something happen. So Miles, if you're listening, hopefully, make sure you hit the like button too, hit the subscribe, but recognize that you have value and you need to help unlock that value for yourself by taking this opportunity here to recognize, hey, you failed, but you can get back up, brother. And you can get back up on that next team, whether it be Atlanta, who's hurting for wide receiver, because they got gamblers over there, folks. They got gamblers.
Yeah, exactly. Fact.
And then Green Bay, who they need more than they got because Sammy ain't it. Let's just go ahead and say
it. Just add on to that, bro. I don't know about y'all, but I know I don't never want to see nobody lose their job, right?
Yep.
Especially when it's something that you love so dearly. This is a passion. This ain't unless this is a pastime for him. He just was like, oh, I got lucky to get in.
Mm-hmm.
But the I think when people say that he wasn't being used the right way, it makes me think about what about last year when everybody was saying that he wasn't aggressive to the point of the ball. So if you're not aggressive going to get the ball and you're a big receiver, that's part of the reason why. That's really not on. That's not on like Couch was just saying. That's not on the coach. That's on you. You got to at one point in time you got to play as a player. And I'm not knocking him like that. I'm not trying to take shots at him. I think that it took him 4 years to actually wake up, as a receiver. And everybody was like, well, Claypool was behind him. Well, that's college. You always behind, the person.
It's always going to be a death trap. There's somebody sitting behind Ed Reed.
Always. That's just part of
somebody sitting in front of Ed Reed,
Right. So hopefully, like you said, hopefully he's working and he finds another place. I think he either is going to wind up, like you said, either in Atlanta, maybe Tennessee, maybe Detroit. He was a big fan of Calvin Johnson, and he's from Chicago, so going to the Midwest would be bad for him. But I think he showed something. It wasn't like he didn't show any flashes, so we're not going to sit up here and say that. And it wasn't like when the ball came to him, he wasn't catching it. So he showed flashes, but was he the 50-50 ball man that we needed? No. He still needed to grow it was a project. They knew it was a project.
Yeah.
And I guarantee I don't think they just like out of the blue just let him go. I think they told him, knowing how the Ravens organization has been majority of the time with most of the players, they probably said, yo, we trying to trade you. If we can't trade you, we're going to have to let you go by a certain amount.
Yeah, I think they made that public that they were trying to trade him.
Yeah.
So let's pay some bills right quick, man. We got Delicious here. It says kind of sad for Boykin. Hope he gets it in wherever he lands. I'll be rooting for him, no doubt. It's just here right now, I mean, you're looking at a high climb on the depth chart, and we can't just use you for blocking, bro, and special teams. Dave Ida, I want to say Ida, AITA. I'm thinking that's Ida. He says, what's up, use? He said this on Instagram as well, so I'm glad you're here, man. Appreciate you coming through.
What's up, bro?
Next, it says, Delicious says, now go get George Pickens. It's possible. I mean, so that is another thing.
15. It's gonna be hard, but it won't. Then again, he might be around in the second round.
So I brought this up today when I think his name was Ken McCusick or something like that was on the Twitter Spaces, and so I wanted to make it known that this market is causing a problem. This wide receiver market is causing a major problem. And I don't know if Big Reg is in the room or not. And I know he didn't have this type of foresight, but the market.
What up, Engraven?
Like, who's there?
Engraven.
Oh, what's good? And Engraven said it as well earlier in one of his posts. I think when he was talking about Miles Boykin or talking about a different receiver. But he is, Engraven has been saying it all along. He says, Mick Zoo. Mick Uzik. Yeah, he's talking about Ken McUzik. Okay. Mick Uzik. Yeah, we got it right.
Go ahead, brother.
Anywho, but so he was talking about wide receiver in general, and I think Engraven was saying like, hey, within the first 3 rounds, there's a big possibility that the Ravens could go wide receiver. Of course, Big Reg has always been wanting this like round 1 like crazy. And initially I'm like, yo, this dude is absolutely insane. There's no way. It just doesn't make sense. But now since this market has went through the roof, it has absolutely got insane to where the average wide receiver pay is somewhere in between $22 and $27 million with the peak guys over there getting $30 million a year. This is getting mad. And of course, Eric DeCosta's philosophy is wanting to get players that he can win championships with on their first deals. And in order to do that, you got to get them through the draft, and you want to get quality through the draft. And Engraven was saying earlier that you cannot get a player that you're truly invested in unless you go ahead and get them in those first couple of rounds, which kind of makes sense. I can agree with that. And also, I can also now agree with Reg somewhat to an extent. Not necessarily saying we need to go 14 at wide receiver.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Hold on.
You trying to wrap your head? You trying to wrap your head around this whole agree with Big Reg?
Don't agree with Big Reg. You and Engraven better not agree with Big Reg that we go first. Not first round. Don't agree with Big Reg.
But I'm just going to explain the philosophy to this whole.
Don't agree with Big Reg.
I'm trying to peek into Big Reg's head right now. Just trying to. I don't spread his ears and got in there. We trying to peek into the mind of Big Reg and his philosophy. I mean, his philosophy is a greedy. Let's go get it. Let's turn everything else and let's turn our team into something that's may not necessarily be the Raven style. But he is making sense in a mindset of, hey, this market is about to go absolutely insane. And then in order to still keep competitive wide receivers on the roster, and don't get me wrong, I'm still pulling for James Prochet. I am pulling for Wallace. I'm pulling for Duvernay. I want those guys to completely come in and destroy things. But let's just say,
this is directed to you, Big Reg and Engraven. Listen to me real quick.
All right.
If you don't go any further, EDC has changed he's tilted the scales, boys. Yeah. Not Ozzy. I love Ozzy, but he's tilted the scales because I understand what y'all saying that we don't really invest like we should. Like we don't invest the time that we should as far as giving the opportunities to later round draft picks. Right. But if you look at, and I'm just looking at statistically, look at the progress. Duvernay. He went all pro as a kick returner, but that's a start.
Yeah.
All right. And he got more time.
Yeah, he did get more time.
James Prochet got more time.
I think they ended up benching Sammy because these guys look better.
You want me to keep going?
I'm with you. I'm with you. So
You-
here's the thing.
You already said it. You said what I'm saying. You said what's on my mind. You said
I'm
what's
with
on
you.
my
So
mind.
let's just say
I
we
want
keep
y'all to see that.
Yeah.
Engraving, delicious,
it.
Reg, bless, everybody that's in the room. Just hear me out real quick now.
That's it. So here it is. Here it is right here, right?
The talent.
Yeah. They got the
I'm not
talent.
saying we shouldn't get another receiver. That I'm not saying. I totally agree with y'all.
Yeah.
But we have it in the room.
Mhm.
We right now I'm thinking we may go ahead and get a veteran receiver. I keep feeling it may happen.
Yeah.
But do
So
I
my
want it
thing
to
is,
happen? I don't want it to happen.
it's the
Because
price.
you know
The
what?
money.
You know what you just said?
Yeah.
And this is the problem that I have with all the teams that are trash.
Mhm.
Cleveland, Jacksonville, the Jets. I'm saying if we got any fans of any of these teams, Wells Wilbur, trash. I'm gonna tell you why they trash. Because you got too much money on the books. You've been trash for too long. Your body been sitting there. Even though the Bengals went to they're going Super Bowl, they've been trash for many years.
Wow.
Many years. So that's when you've been trash for many years. You
Yeah.
got too much money on the books, other than your owner being cheap.
Preach on now.
You got money on the books.
Tell
Too much money on the books.
Tell
I won't put any numbers on the books.
Mhm.
You don't want to hurt nobody. You want to help
You don't
nobody.
want to hurt
That's the
nobody.
problem we got right
Y'all
now.
don't understand this,
So
man.
you get somebody, you want to overpay him. Look what
Mhm.
Jacksonville did. What Christian Kirk done did since he been in the league? Not nothing.
Preach on.
That
Nothing.
daggone contract.
Yeah.
Y'all messed it up for everybody.
All
Okay,
right.
I'm done. Y'all
So
go
this is
ahead.
what I'm getting at. All right, this is what I'm getting at. So
What up,
let's
Bill
just
Still?
say next year comes around, we see AJ Brown get paid. We see Debo Samuel get paid. We see Scary Terry get paid, and then we see Eric DeCosta extend the little plate of $13 million. He extends the little plate here and says, "Hey, Hollywood, here's a 5th-year option. We're gonna need you to play under this." Hollywood gonna be like, "Man, you don't get this old, you don't get this plate up out of here."
Like, I
Yeah.
can see Terry McLaurin getting I can see Terry, I can see AJ, I can see all of them. Debo, all of them deserve a big contract
Yeah.
because they
But it's like
played.
Hollywood had more touchdowns than Scary Terry. Scary had 3,000 yards.
Right.
Holly had 2,000 yards.
And they all
So Holly has some reasoning to argue his contract. So let's just say that Holly says, "Screw this. I want to trade, or I want to get paid, or I want to trade, or I want out of this organization because y'all disrespecting me."
but
If
then they
we
also
went in this year and got a receiver 2nd round, let's say Pickens 2nd round, we have that insurance policy to say, "Okay, Holly, if you want to walk, buddy, go game or something."
he ain't gonna walk.
But
He's not gonna walk. He one of the things that I don't think people really see about him, this dude is a team player. He hasn't complained not one time about the ball and everything. I know everybody took the whole, when he said the paid in full line, like, why you got soldiers, you ain't gonna use them. He wasn't he was talking even and that's the play call, and that was a shot at G-Roll for not the play call.
I think this is just gonna be the negotiation process that
Yeah,
it's gonna be a piece of it. And granted, yes, let's just say he comes out, he has a great year.
Right.
And I know that Eric DeCosta is going to initially come across as, because he's a businessman. It's a business. He's going to say, "Hey, look, here's a 5th-year tag or whatever. Let's a 5th-year option. We're going to take that." And Holly's going to be mad. Yeah, Holly might get his contract, but he might have some sitting out a little bit to do or something like along those lines. Plus, injuries is not a thing that is foreign to the Ravens, obviously. But if we get that insurance of Pickens to come through, because they already been checking him out. They kick the tires on this dude. They bring him in at pick number 45 or maybe do some trade scenarios, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Bring this guy in, have a little bit of insurance, somebody that you don't have to worry about a contract for later on. And let's just say it does become a hard business. There's no hard feelings, but we know that this guy wants his check. ATL gets on the phone, says, "Hey, we still got a guy over here with a gambling problem, complex, and y'all, we picked up that Miles Boykin guy, and things just didn't work out. We need another wide receiver. Hey, Baltimore, what you got for Hollywood right there? We're willing to pay him whatever. We're willing to go Jacksonville dumb money over here to pay this guy." And then we got that option sitting there because of we picked it up this year in the draft. So that's kind of where it makes a little bit more sense to me. Not perfect sense. Now, I'm not all the way in Reg's head. I've not drank the Reg Kool-Aid. It is not in here at all. No, we we are not drinking that Reg Kool-Aid, but we are saying insurance just in case Holly decides, I want my bag, y'all.
I think he's gonna get paid. I just think that I don't think he's going anywhere, man. It's unless we just can't pay him. First of all, if he don't get paid and he's the first pick that EDC ever made, that means to me that's almost like you messed up. You know what I mean? But he's so much of a team player that I don't think that like they've asked him about his contract even last year because now this is third year, they can start negotiating if they want. And I don't think that he wants to win. And you got a chance to play with your best friend.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think L might be more upset if he not there, if anybody.
Yeah. And I think that's why the exit to Miami could end up happening along those lines. And I know it's like a situation that's like just thrown out there, but both of them boys from Miami, they get a chance to play in their backyard.
But again, see, another team, Miami, trash. See how much you paid Tyreek Hill? You messed up the market. Like they can when you have bad seasons over and over and over and over again. But you got all this money to spend because you ain't been playing Monopoly right.
Like make it rain.
So the thing that I have a problem with is that I think those guys, they gotta get paid. Debo has to get paid. He's been used in every which way, running back, receiver, everything. He's gonna have to get paid, and all of them have something that Hollywood doesn't have. They all have a Pro Bowl appearance, at least one. You know what I'm saying? I think AJ's done. He's been to the Pro Bowl twice. Terry's been once, I believe. I think it was either his rookie year or second. He was there, and Debo obviously definitely went this year. I don't know about last year, but he definitely went this year.
Oh yeah, they used him till he was broke in the play. I never seen a man get used that much.
Bro, that was look like it. You know what it looked like? Like college all over again. You know how you got that best receiver, best running back, and he just play everything.
They just whole time.
Yeah. We
Did
got.
Yeah.
They look and they feel like they used them up. So now
it did break.
You can go on. You can go on with them. So that's why they willing to trade because plus they know they don't have. Look how many picks. If you look how many picks San Fran has, San Fran hasn't picked 60. I think 60 to be honest with you, and that's the end of the second round. Might as well say the beginning of the third round. Third round starts at 65.
Yeah,
they don't have no picks, bro. That's a long time. You gotta wait to 60 to pick, and you don't have nothing that you can say, okay, in between that time, like, oh, at least I can say at least Cleveland got Deshaun Watson. They got something. That's why they picked late. But what you get? Not nothing. They don't have nothing. Bro.
Yeah, just sitting there watching everything go past. Like, oh, I wanted that. I did. I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted. Okay, they probably just like us. We sitting here as fans, anxious every pick that goes out the board. That's why we did that mock draft the other night. So I did it the way I did it because I wanted you to experience the pain of every single pick, something that you wanted. In fact, Lisa was losing her daggone mind here because of the fact that picks that she wanted off the board were constantly going off the board. We're going to experience that on draft night, and it's going to be a little frustrating. It's going to be hurtful. Somebody's going to snatch up a guy that we want. DJ Oriole may not even be there because somebody reached. And he's
visiting today, by the way.
Yeah,
he's visiting Baltimore today. How funny is it
Kool-Aid man
that he's visiting today on the first day of training? First day, he's there to visit. You know how welcoming that is when you see the other players there and they come.
They need to get on one of these cups.
They probably already gave him a cup T-shirt and everything like, boy, you a big boy.
But just gonna get one of these shirts right here. Well, like 5X. You know what I'm saying?
we have his size?
Yeah, we have it say, look, y'all go ahead and tie a couple blankets together, put some holes in it.
Yeah, that's
Anyway, so Medina says, here's how I know the interest in Debo is not as big as some think. NFL rumor, he says, hey, NFL rumors tweeted. 2, any news regarding a veteran wide receiver would be kept in-house, not leaked publicly. So the thing about Debo, I think there may be some legit interest out there, but I don't think anything with it like the like you said, the NFL rumors tweeted. Yeah, NFL rumors. Anytime you see that, it's full on cap. If you see things from an agent, from a beat writer, those are the ones you want to pay a little bit more attention to. Anytime you see anybody with the name rumors on there, let me what that daggone hat at, man. We got to go get it. We got to go
a
get
lot
it.
of rumors.
We got to go get it. Like they about as authentic as this hat is right here. This the cap. got that Velcro on it. You know what I'm saying? That nice sounding Velcro on it. Yeah. That's about as authentic as this hat right here. I don't even know where I got it from. I think I got it from some bar. I thought it looked cool, but then I realized it was missing a lot of things on it. So that's the cap. Anybody coming up with rumors on their Instagram or Twitter, if their name has rumors in it, more likely they are cap. Oh, we got some people in the room talking about my man here. And Lisa's here. What's up?
What's up, Lisa?
So let's see what she said right quick.
What'd she say?
She said, hey, Jermaine and Cam Rue. I'm not at all happy about Miles Boykin getting released. Like,
I feel bad for him.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I do feel bad for him.
I do. I like how the guy worked in the offseason.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see him out there wanting to be better, but he just didn't have the aggressiveness to get good after like the rest of these guys. And then, like I said, utilization was not there. I mean, it's one thing when he was getting the targets. He was getting the targets, and I guess in the first couple of seasons, and at least getting looked at somewhat. But then it just completely disappearing this year. Even after he came back from injury, you saw exactly what they wanted to do, and it wasn't with Miles. It was with Duvernay. It was with Bateman. And then they tried Sammy, experiment, didn't work out. And then, of course, they tried Prochet after we got blown out, which was great. They saw, like, hey, he could actually shine.
And I think a big part, I think the real fallout was, it really goes back to last year, those 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
Almost a third one when Lamar is thinking he's running the out, and he didn't run the out. And then one was a back shoulder. It was like, you're not on the same page. I don't understand why you're not on the same page.
Well, you remember that same thing happened with Joe Flacco and Tandon Doss. Tandon was like the off-season hero. You know, it was like people was on team Marlon Brown
be a monster, bro.
Tandon Doss.
Yeah.
And Tandon was going to be the next Anquan Bolden. We just knew it, right?
Tandon has
one miscommunication during the preseason between Flacco and Doss, and Flacco was pissed. And next thing you know, Doss became a special teamer, came back for that Houston game, ran one back. And then it was a cloud of dust, man. Got into a bar fight. I think he was breaking up a bar fight and ended up in Jacksonville, and that was his story. It was tough, man. So, anywho, somebody says, check my DM on Facebook. Oh, that was KTSE. Let's go to D real quick. D says, Jordan Davis and Calais on the same D-line. You love to see it. But seriously, Calais could help Jordan develop a pass rush. I think Matabike could help in that as well. It would be nice to see that rotation in there.
If y'all don't think that, I'm not. It's no. Listen, Jordan Davis got a pass rush. It may not show. It didn't show as much as y'all wanted to, but that's because this Georgia defense was just that deep. But if you want to see, if you watch, you get an opportunity to watch some of the games. The man moves. He moves the pocket. They used him a lot of times for stunts where they were doubling him and letting the other lineman get the opportunity to get the sack. But when he pushes the pocket, he pushes it all the way through. Trust me. He don't have all the moves in it. He don't have all the moves in the arsenal. And Calais definitely can help, but he can rush the passer, bro. He has it. No one man's gonna be able to block him.
Amen. So Cam Neal came through just to say shout out to us because apparently he listens to us in the morning on the way to work. Shout out. I appreciate all the content. Y'all gave me something to listen to in the morning during work. Have a great show, y'all. I appreciate you, my boy.
Yes,
Let's go.
hey, fun fact. When Jordan Davis was in the lineup, every time he was in the lineup, when he was out of the lineup, I think as far as whether his pass rush is just moving the pocket, it was like 3. It was was it 6.5 yards a carry or whatever it was.
Wow,
It
bad?
Or maybe it was a little. I might be over exaggerating. I think it might be 5.5 or 4.5.
Okay.
Long story short, when he's in the game, 3.5.
Okay.
Don't matter if they drop it back to throw the ball or run or definitely if they running. There's no running. You're not running the ball when he's in.
I feel I mean, that's why I'm excited about the Power Pig Police. I'm not going to say like I'm not going to say he's going to go in there and blow it up because I want him to be quiet like Nada was. Nada was quiet because Ray was putting him in position so that our outside linebackers and inside linebackers could make big time plays. And then all of a sudden, like NFL Network started finally giving Nada his props. And then all of a sudden he started hitting Pro Bowls and things like that. But it was like initially he came in and he was the dirty guy who just did the blue collar work and got his grind on. I think if we can get DJ Oreo to do the same, it would be amazing to see this guy come in, do the work, and you see some of our middle linebackers, both the Will and the Mike, excel based off of his production and that unselfish play that is the Baltimore Ravens altogether.
And he can play more than a nose. I mean, he's versatile enough and he's quick enough to do what he needs to do.
We got to get a little situation here. Lisa says, so who's going to wear number 80 since Miles left? Bless says, I am, Lisa. He coming through. Bless go to trial, man. So, Lisa, when it comes to these numbers, you got to look at it like everybody is trying to get the low numbers now. They want that low because it just looks cooler. So with LJ Fort, is LJ Fort back? Or are they
Nah,
I think he's back. So I think he had number 3, right? Last year, right? So guess what? That number 3's out there. And you know who loves number 3? Channel 3 is what he has on his T-shirts. He was one of the first wide receivers to show up at camp today. James Prochet. James wants that number. I'm surprised he hadn't announced that he
had 11 in college though.
He had 3.
He had 3 in college at SMU? I thought he had 11.
Yeah, he had number 3. I think he wants that number 3 back, and I think LJ beat him to the punch last year. And so, like, you look on his shirts, all his branding, it all says Channel 3, as in he wanted that 3. I think he's searching for it. I think he's gonna get it again.
Well, if you Brandon 3, then it must be 3.
Yeah, I want to see him show up big time, be that 3, man.
He already on the move, man. I don't think anybody was working harder. I mean, it's kind of hard to say who's working harder than who as far as with the receivers, but James put in the work, bro.
Yeah, and guess who he was working with in the offseason? He worked with Lamar.
Yeah.
He was working with Lamar. Lamar actually said it on, I think it was in an interview. I think it was just a local Baltimore interview as he was doing some fun event. He came on there and said, yeah, I got with Bateman and I got with Prochet. I was like, yeah, let's go. And Bills is being disrespectful. So he said 80s reserved for a bench guy. It's cold-blooded.
Somebody gonna get it, man. Somebody will get it. That's still a good number.
I mean, in the early 2000s, 80 was a cold number, but not anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about the low numbers, man.
Everybody want to feel like they want that number that got them into the pros. If you had 5 when you was in college and you was the number 1 draft pick, something good must have happened.
Yeah.
It don't matter where you got drafted. The fact that you got drafted out of millions of players, I still want that same number too. I would love to have my same number. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, give me the one that got me the bag. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Got me to the lead.
That's it. I
feel like I guess when I was a wide receiver, doing amateur stuff, I didn't recognize the number that I had and that I made that number, and that it wasn't a number that I wanted initially. I wanted a wide receiver number. The only number that was available at the time was 22, and so I played with it, and then I didn't recognize the power that it had over my family, and I didn't recognize the power that I made with that number. That people were looking for 22 that next season.
That's it.
And next thing you know, I recognize I'm like, I got ownership over this number. This number is mine now. It's me for me. People seeing 22, they looking for 22 out there now. And then all of a sudden, guess what? My daughter wears 22 for volleyball. And I was like, oh, this is cool, So sometimes you make the number, And I think in college that's where they made their name. That's where they made their number. So I think that's where they're rocking with it. All right, so let's see. CF says, nah, some numbers are ugly. 83, for example. I don't know. I mean,
it's on, man.
Darren Waller wearing it?
Waller is wearing 83.
Yeah.
He's been wearing. Waller's been wearing 83 since he got drafted.
Yeah, 83 is a good year. I mean, I got a jersey with 83 on it. It's got the biggest. It's got the best Raven on that thing. It's got my last name on it because I ain't never getting traded. I ain't never retired. So, anywho. Lisa says, I love the double digits for offense and defense. Okay, that's more of a traditional view.
Delicious. Never talking about Cincinnati, Tyler Boyd.
Oh, you're talking about Tyler Boyd. Okay.
83. Delicious.
Forget Tyler Boyd. Oh, yeah, he a little still
Never talking about Cincinnati.
So we still hurt. We still hurt.
We still hurt.
On
that catch. I was right out the sports ball when he made that catch and we didn't make it to the playoffs. I was sick.
Yeah, I remember. Was I at a sports bar? I might have been. I had friends over the house, and I was just like, "Oh heck no! Nah. Like this did not just happen." Yeah, Willie Snead had it too, didn't he? Yeah, that 83. Now I'll be honest, it did not look that great on Willie.
Well, that's his number though. That's the number that made it. It made him.
He was working when he was there. I give him credit. He was productive as all get out when he was here. His social media presence and his player ability need to be separated because when his social media presence was just mean as all get out, like rude. But what he did on the field was better. It was great. I love what he did on the field. If he had to stay with Baltimore another year and put up with Giro, then that's I'd have been fine with that as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was hoping that they got along and figured things out, but it didn't go that route.
He's slow, bro. He was slow motion.
So anyway, we need to jump into these scenarios. I had 3 different trade scenarios, and one might be valued highly over another, and one might make sense more than another. But I'm gonna just go ahead and bust them out because Eric DeCosta, he likes to make those smart, sound decisions and make the best for the team. He wants to win. He already said when it comes to trades, draft trades, whatever trades, he wants to know that, hey, I didn't mess up the relationship with this team, because he said this in an interview. I didn't mess up the relationship with the team that I'm dealing with, and I also felt like I won out of the trade, but I didn't screw this entire team over. So here's one. The first draft trade scenario would be to where the Ravens get pick number 32. So of course we keep our first round pick, that 14. They keep the 14. They trade number 32. They get the Lions to trade number 32. And then the Lions would end up getting pick number 45, 76, and 196. So they would Baltimore would still keep that 100 pick. They just ended up having to give up a little bit to get a little bit. And that's to get back into that first round. Sometimes it's going to cost you a bit to get back where you need to be. Why would they trade back up? Well, like I said, between the draft scenario, the wide receiver market, all of this is where George Pickens will probably end up going if Baltimore can slide back into that first round. Because if you go back around again and you got, let's say, Jacksonville on the clock and they see George Pickens sitting right there, maybe there's an opportunity there for Jacksonville. And they say, hey, you know what, let's go ahead and bring this guy in. And then they have another version, or DJ Chark 2.0 or something along those lines. So what do you think of
that? I'm with you. I'm be honest with you, bro. I don't think we might not go receiver. And I think we're gonna have to. I'm telling you, we're gonna have to double dip in one of these rounds, brother. And one of these first 2 rounds, not the third round. It's in the first 2 rounds. They got to double dip because wherever you double dip, and that's where we're gonna get some immediate play. But I wouldn't be mad at that at all, man. I think that's a good move. I think that what's my man from Clemson? That he has an injury history though. Is it Ross?
Yeah, I think it's Justin Ross, 6'4" type guy.
And if he didn't have an injury history, man, that dude, he reminds me of a faster version of Hop. I don't know. Clemson just keep pumping out receivers, man. They keep pumping out some good ones too. You know, he
They do.
reminds me of Hop. He was just catching everything.
As long as they don't stay, as long as they don't get injured, they
I mean, well, Sammy really the only one that's been like all the time injured. And this guy, I forgot what the injury was, but that would be those scenarios of. There you go. We just got to double dip somewhere, bro. Even we just have to, man. We got too many. We got 10 picks.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to do something. I'm frustrated right about now.
It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be some moving and shaking. Eric, he got a plan, dog.
You know why? Because even though this wasn't a receiver, where Miles is leaving right now, even though with that happening, now my opinion, I'm hoping that you opening up some money to get another center.
Yeah.
Because everybody, no one has faith in Patrick McCarthy. So I'm hoping
you started
with JC Tretter. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know. It just got me thinking because, all right, it's a 3rd round draft pick, bro. It's hard to release a 3rd round draft pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he hasn't even fulfilled he hasn't fulfilled his contract, period. So as far as like, you know, that means that in-house is strong. Like you have faith in Wallace. You have faith. And Wallace is the lowest on the totem pole right now.
Yep.
And he could easily be like he's really the backup to, if you want to put it that, he's the backup outside receiver. He's behind Bateman. He's behind Hollywood.
Right now he's emotional support for Tyson Williams. That's basically right now because they both in the same spot right now.
Who?
Wallace and Tyson.
He did more than Wallace. I know why y'all like Tyson, but I'm not a big fan of him, bro. He didn't show me much.
Yeah. I don't know. I just looked at what he did before he got put in that doghouse, and it was more productive as far as yards per carry.
The doghouse because he can't play special teams. Yeah. Like you're not a starting running back yet. I don't care where you are. He said, and Tyson was productive. That's why we didn't need Miles anymore. He was productive on special teams. That's why James Prochet can dress some of the times. Mm-hmm. While the special teams play is good, he's a good backup kick returner. That's the only thing that James has a problem with, just catching the ball on kick return. That he can't do it. He just not. That's not his move. Wallace can be a gunner. He can return. He has the speed to be a gunner. He has the speed to be a kick returner.
Yeah.
And he's the only other outside receiver. He's 5'11", 6 feet tall. He's behind Bateman. Okay. But he has the speed. He just has to have the opportunity to get the chance to play more. And I'm sure he will catch everything. That dude, between him and Prochet, they catch everything. They probably, in my opinion, they probably the two that got the best hands on the team.
Yeah, Prochet got the best hands on the team.
Yeah. Like Wallace is another, in my opinion, Wallace is another one. Wallace don't drop nothing.
Yeah.
Evening, Mr. Rob.
What's going on, Rob?
And then
Delicious says, bring Pickens to Baltimore. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
I'm with it. If he there, we grab him.
I see Billy. So was Patrick Johnson, Lee Evans, and Willie. Oh, you talking about the 83s?
We're gonna let that go, Lisa.
Yeah, we don't mention he who should not be named here. Lee. Evil Lee.
Move on, Lisa. Leave it alone.
Him and Billy kind of can
put all that history now.
Anywho, so let's see. Lisa says, with the release of Miles Boykin, we're saving $2.5 million. I mentioned that. Lawrence, I think you new here, bro. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and smack that bell so you know what's going down. Appreciate you coming through, my guy. He says, what about Alec Pierce? A great contested catch receiver. What you think about him, man?
He's good, but I think we could grab I think he's projected as a 3rd-round pick.
Yeah, I don't think he's really high up on the board. I mean, there's a couple people that was high up on Alec Pierce, but like some draft magazines and stuff had Alec Pierce like as the number 3 wide receiver before the combine, and it just didn't make sense. Once you go look at the tapes. There are players that leap off the tape, and Alec Pierce is an okay one, but
good. I'm just saying right now. All I'm saying is that we're gonna have to double dip somewhere, whether it be the 1st or the 2nd round. And you see, Tyus is in the building. Tyus walked. He was walking.
Flashbacks, bro. They got it. I told you that it hurt people, man. It hurt people.
Yeah. Another 83 that hurt me. We gotta, but who else? I forgot what we were talking about. We're gonna have to double dip somewhere. We just need to. That's plain and simple. And Tyus Bowser, he was there. You saw him. He's walking. He's not going to be at full strength until 6 months. So what was it, January? So maybe say June or July. That's when he'll be at full strength. But he'll be.
One thing I appreciate is about these camps, man. It's not mandatory, but you can see who want it.
Yeah,
you can see who hungry and come into camp.
100%. Yeah.
And hopefully Harbaugh recognizes that when it comes to the reps at training camp and giving them opportunities in the off season, in the preseason, to say, hey, look, you showed up here, you showed up big, when it came to lifting those weights, stay in condition because you recognize how big of an issue we had last year with injuries, and here's an opportunity for you. Make the best of it.
A lot of guys showed up. A lot of guys will be there tomorrow. Whoever didn't get here today.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, there'll be more tomorrow, but that's.
I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping some of them just flights got delayed or something.
I'm just happy to see Prochet to see Tyus. He's moving the way he is, which is good. It's only you only in the cast for 4 weeks, so it's not like he's past that time, and he's probably doing a little bit of therapy, but he just slowly probably started jogging and doing air squats.
Yeah,
but you can't. You're not allowed to lift for until 6 months has passed. So I do remember that from having the surgery. Like, you got the soft cast for 2 weeks, you got the hard cast for 2 weeks. So that puts him in the middle of March, right? Because it happened in January. That put him like the middle to the end of. No, it happened in January. They put him at the end of February. So all of March, all he did was treatment. All that is therapy. Trying to get his mobility back, trying to ice it in. That's why you could tell which one he had the. I don't know if you saw him walking in. You could tell.
Oh, yeah, I saw him. I was excited, man. I was like, "What? He ready?
Yeah,
Let's go!" I knew he wasn't ready, but
but you could tell which ankle had the Achilles tear because one ankle looked skinnier than the other. So he got to slowly get his calf strength back, and then also all the tendons in his foot got to get stronger. So now you're talking about this month to get stronger. Next month he'll get a lot stronger. Everything will still be air. No weights. You're not allowed to put no weight bearing, but he'll probably start running, and then come June or July he'll start lifting weights. Then he'll start getting some muscle back, some muscle definition in that calf, and get some strength back in those legs. So he may be ready by training camp, but he's not going to be full throttle. I don't think he'll be full throttle until like maybe the 2nd week. Like he'll feel like himself. Like that's the difference between the ACL and the Achilles is the fact that you got everything else to worry about when you're talking about the Achilles. When you're talking about the ACL, you got your knee and everything. That's why it takes so long for everybody to get going like they need to, because you got to get that mobility back. With the Achilles, you ain't hurt that knee.
Yeah.
It's like a whole bunch of rubber bands, bro. You got to get it stretched. You got to get them laxed. And once that's there, you can get going. Yeah, he'll feel it. He'll be good. He'll be good, man. We gonna be all right. And if they can move him around, I think I'll be honest with you. I kind of like Tyus if they could slide him inside to middle linebacker every now and then. Because
pass coverage is so great, man. This dude he would excel in the slot there. Inside at the mic or the wheel. I think.
He has it, bro. He has. I mean, you playing the same linebacker. A lot of times you off the ball anyway. So
Yeah.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good, bro? So let's see what Delicious. We'll pay a couple bills here with these guys, and then we'll jump into the next scenario. Delicious says, "Who's y'all's top 3 inside linebackers we could probably get in the 3rd or the 4th round?"
Our top 3 ain't gonna be there in the 3rd or 4th.
Yeah. I would say my top guy ain't gonna be there. I'll be honest, but yeah,
Why
third or 4th
Harris is
round.
not gonna make it past 2.
Yeah, so
I mean,
there may be some ones. I mean, like Brandon Smith out of Penn State, you never know how it's going to slide when it comes to the 2nd round, because there are going to be some players that were supposed to be 1st round picks that slid to the 2nd round because somebody else wanted their guy, or they did some extra study, or maybe they were just guessing and they got the wrong PFF magazine because Pro Football Cap put them in the wrong direction. So, anywho. So of course, for some reason, guys from the SEC or just guys from Alabama, Florida, and LSU, when it comes to their defense, they really leap off the tape. And so, watching guys from Auburn like Zacoby McClain, I like him, and I liked Brandon Smith out of Penn State. Those were the 2 that I couldn't. I don't really have a 3rd one unless we're talking about Clark from LSU. I liked him, but I liked him last year, or no, I liked him the year the Queen was picked up. I was watching tape on Queen, and I kept watching it.
Freshman year, what was that? Clark's like sophomore, freshman year.
I think it's freshman year, and so watching Clark next to Queen, as I was watching Queen's highlights, I'm looking at this other guy. I'm like, "Who's this? This is the one we want. This is who we want." And then I was, of course, going with comparisons, and that's when I saw Christian Harris. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, we need that. We need that." So yes, I think if we traded up to go get, if George Pickens wasn't there, I want Christian Harris 2nd round, no doubt. But to answer your question,
I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I actually, to be honest with you, again, I know y'all want another receiver. I'll be happy if we, again, and I've been saying this for the longest, if you stack up everybody healthy on the offense and everybody healthy on the defense, we still got so many holes to fill in that defense because we're old. And the defensive, especially in the defensive line, super old, and might as well say we old that middle linebacker too. With I don't know how much more Josh Barnes got in him. You know what I mean? And it's no knock for him because I think he's one of the smartest linebackers in the game. He's very smart, but sometimes it's like an old fighter. Like your brain is saying it, but your body ain't moving.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like Payman. Payman had this amazing mind. Y'all seen the size of his forehead?
Yeah.
Out there.
So you just can't do it. You know,
body wasn't there the rest of the way. There's a guy that I think that maybe let's say he eats a sandwich or 2 after the draft or something like that, because we're looking for players that can possibly run with slot wide receivers or run with tight ends. But I don't know if he's that much of a Mike. He might be more of a Will, but we already got plenty of Wills there. But this guy, if he eats a couple sandwiches, Josh Ross out of Michigan, he's already familiar with the McDonald's system. I wouldn't mind seeing him come out.
Well,
because he's 6. Huh?
What's his size?
Oh, he's 6'1", 220 pounds. So
be the height thing.
Yeah, and so it's a height and size, but I mean, how tall Ray was. And,
that's true. That's true.
And I think even there's even a 1st round linebacker that's just not the right size, but everybody is like really hype off of him. Nakobe Dean.
Yeah, Nakobe Dean's just a different type of animal, though.
Yeah.
You come on, that whole defense. Georgia's defense is Alabama's defense.
Yeah, they like that. They are like that.
That's like button heads. You know what Georgia defense and Alabama defense remind me of?
LSU.
The old Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Old Ravens, Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Type of players. That's because you got to remember the head coach of Georgia used to be at where? Bama. So he telling jokers, don't go there, come here. So that's the whole thing. He used to be over there. He's been riding with Nick Saban since Nick Saban was at Cleveland. So he's been with him. So that's the only thing I'm saying. Now going back to
Lisa, completely off script.
Lisa, stop it. You acting up.
That's funny.
As far as the linebackers are concerned, Chris Harris is my favorite coming off. I just want him to take on stop trying to slipping and sliding across the lineman when when he blitzing, that's fine. But when you got to take on a block, when it's time to take on a block, as far as when it's a run, you got to be able to do it. I think he'll be good, but I wouldn't be hurt if we went D line, linebacker, edge, or something corner. I just see it's going to happen. We're going to double up in the corner. I know that's happening, but this is
Oh, yeah. I can see that. I can totally see it going.
got to
double
be a
double.
heavy defensive draft, bro. We got. I know
Get
y'all
a
want a lot of
Prairie and get a Petrie. I can see those two coming out and then just sliding into the Ravens to bolster that defense. Because last thing we need is a bunch of injuries, and then all of a sudden we kind of screwed on the back end and getting roasted by Cincinnati again. It's the last thing you want to see on that. Let's see here. So we'll get to talking to about. Let me just pay these bills real quick, and then we'll get into the next one here. So we can get Pickens in the second. I would like him. Jalen Petrie, he's a playmaker on defense. I think his stock is definitely rising. I've actually seen him in a couple of mock drafts slide into the very, very back end of the first round.
Wouldn't be surprised. He blocks and he has great hands.
Yeah.
And he can route runner. Sorry.
Oh, this dude. Okay, so Leo is the only one I really studied.
Leo Snell is another one that's really good.
Yeah, I think I like him, but I
still like
Arian Beaver just not really sure about.
Got to do better on the pass. But as far as blitzing, he can blitz, and he definitely not. He definitely gonna feel it if he come up and 260 pounds of him.
Yeah. He's a big boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We talking about 260, 6'2", thumping.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to agility, that extra weight usually costs you when you got that much on you.
Yeah. Well, he ran a good time. He ran a 4.5, I believe, at the combine. So
yeah,
he can move.
But they just saying like he might be tight hipped.
Oh yeah.
So that could be a little bit of a problem. But I mean, if they're there primarily to stop the run, we got other dogs that we can get out there and rotate with you, or we can draft other dogs out there.
And again, he may, if he's smart enough to learn behind Bonds, you never know what can happen. Remember, it's always that transition once you go into the league.
Yeah, I'm all about guys who can, if they can push like J.J. Johnson. I mean, like is it J.J. Johnson? Jerry Johnson.
Jerry Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can push like him.
Tackle and he moved to linebacker. Yeah.
Yeah. I would like that. That very much.
And let me say something, man. I don't know how many y'all don't like Patrick Queen, but I like him at the weak side. I don't think that makes him a less of a linebacker. No. I've been hearing that. Oh well, he's not. He's a bust because he's not playing the mic. But he's never. Again, you took a shot on a gentleman a player that played linebacker for maybe 3 years out of his whole college career. Never played linebacker in high school. You brought him into one of the most complex systems ever, and you gave him you put him at the mic position, and he didn't even get the tutelage that C.J. Mosley got. That all these other linebackers had before him. Like C.J. Mosley had Darren Smith. They had Pro Bowl linebackers helping him. Ray had a Pro Bowl linebacker helping him. Plus a Hall of Fame linebacker that was one of the coaches. I'm talking about Mike Singletary. So he had all of these pieces. So you tell me what Queen got. He didn't get that. So y'all gotta bear with him a little bit. And
you gotta give him a break, man, and recognize. It's just like with Lamar in the ground game. Just because he has an amazing ground game doesn't mean that he can't throw.
Yeah.
When it comes to Queen, just because Queen is stuck into the will linebacker position doesn't mean he can't play. This boy just has to be stuck in a spot where he excels, and that's where he excels. That is in the will. The mic takes a little bit more of the cerebral work. I'll be honest with you, a little bit more of the awareness and more patience. Queen is a shoot and go, bust you in the mouth type of guy. Him sitting back kind of hinders him, and also him breaking down sometimes. It hinders him on the outside. The Detroit game, you saw him miss some tackles. It was a little frustrating, but that's not his role. His role is he likes run blitzing. He likes blitzing the quarterback. He likes being able to shoot up that hole. That's what the will do.
And the funny thing is, he got better even Mike Tomlin said he looked like he the best inside linebacker in the game right now in the AFC North. As time went on, he started reading things a lot better, whether it was a run blitz or whether he saw something and he was on. He saw it, he called it out, and he did something about it. Look, he's not playing bad ball, man. It's just that he may not have to be that may not be him. That doesn't make him a bad player. He's gonna and he can and he can still you could still learn and read the defense and be able to call out the defense in certain form as far as communication wise from the wheel. Doesn't mean doesn't make him less of a player. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't. If he becomes the Mike linebacker, he becomes the Mike. We expect the Mike linebacker to have the dot, but maybe he might get it. Who knows? We don't know. But Josh Chuck
Chuck got that dot for a little while. He gonna hold on to that.
Yeah, I don't think Chuck gonna have it this year. I think they're gonna give it to Josh.
Can we get Josh?
I think so because it's a different scheme, and maybe they're gonna let Chuck run free, which will probably help him out anyway. I think this is my prediction. I defensively, I think that we're gonna have a few Pro Bowlers within that. I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about that haven't been to the Pro Bowl, like Patrick Queen, like Chuck. I won't be surprised if Matabike have a Pro Bowl year. I'm expecting him to have a Pro Bowl year. I'm expecting. I expect. What's my man? I couldn't eat Owe. I'm expecting Owe to.
Oh yeah, I think Owe gonna tear it loose.
I really think that our defense gonna be solid.
This man said he want to have the strongest legs in the league. I'm like, all right, let's go.
He's Owe, right?
Yeah. He working, man. He grinding.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So he talking about Queen. Queen is 225. He get to 230, 235. He'll be ready for that mic spot. I think just keep him at the wheel because it's what he do. You know, we got Bonds there at the mic. Let's let Bonds shine at the mic. Let Queen shine at the wheel. And then, you know, we can go in there and pick up Christian Harrison. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying. pick up my boy, you know what I'm saying? Christian Harrison. Let's get to Alabama. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, but let's see. Delicious says, I honestly still haven't completely gave up on Malik Harrison.
I haven't gave up on him either, Delicious. I just think that he might be better on the outside as far as playing the sand because
I think he got like they got a short fuse with this guy every time he gets in pass coverage. Like the second they like what he does against the run, but the second he gets roasted in pass coverage and honestly it's against a premier tight end most of the time.
Right.
Then they decide, oh, you benched. I'm like, dude, like, come on, get this guy a break, man. It's Kelsey, man.
I think he would be a good inside line or middle line Mike linebacker if they were running the 4-3. Yeah. I think I don't know, maybe he's seeing it a little differently. Because he was a Mike linebacker. And this is somebody else. He came to Ohio State as a receiver.
Yeah.
And they switched him to linebacker because of his size. So he wasn't a linebacker in high school. So again, another learning curve. His problem is on top of that with the passing, he bites on a lot of stuff.
So let's move forward here. We got the scenario number 2. So this one is going to be a little weird, but you got to spend something to get something, right? So here we go. Scenario number 2, the Ravens get number 10 overall. The Jets get number 14, 76, 100, and a 2023 second-round pick from Baltimore.
Come on now, Couch. You're giving up a lot of real estate.
I know, it's a lot of real estate. You know how EDC likes to
real estate there, Jack. You know, gave me 4 weeks.
I think
you the whole third round for us, brother.
You'll like what slides to Baltimore because of this.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Ready? And I hate this word, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Generational talents. He slid to number 10. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. Just be grateful that it happened. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ravens pick with the number 10 overall selection in the 2022 draft, Sauce Gardner. Thoughts?
Hell no.
What? I was expecting an applause here. I was sorry. What?
Hell no.
Look, you don't like that pick?
No.
You don't like to trade nothing?
I like Sauce, but I ain't trading up for him.
You ain't trading up for a couple.
Nah, he
They
ain't
gave
no
up. Like, but I mean,
generational
honestly, they gave up like what they give
He ain't
up.
no generational talent. He ain't
Yeah.
no prime time. He ain't no Deion Sanders.
He could be.
Hell
He
to
could be. He don't
hell.
like
You got
sauce.
me saying hell no too many times. Hell no.
He don't like the sauce. Delicious said incoming the slaps.
Yeah.
Disrespectful. I thought for sure this would be like, hey, this would be a home run. I was like, yo,
Nah.
people will love this, and they don't like it.
No. Not trading. You done gave up the house just to get some food.
It wasn't even the house. It was
Gave up the house, Delicious.
it was a
sitting on the
third round pick.
on the side of the road with the couch. He done gave up the house.
It was a third rounder.
You gave up 2 third rounders.
Yeah, 2 third rounders.
That means
And
we got nothing in the third round.
a 2023 second rounder
Oh no.
to move up to grab a guy who could really be a beast on this.
No. Nah, Slim. Nah, listen here. You done gave up too much. No.
It would be a beast pick because you got to think about who would we be sitting in front of. I had all the picks sitting in front of me. Hang on.
Somebody hand out the slaps to couch.
Well, don't do slaps. Don't do slaps.
Hand out the slaps to GM couch, please.
Disrespectful. All right, let's see here. So I probably just got slapped twice. Nope. Okay, no slaps yet, but they probably come in here in a minute.
Too much.
Okay, there you go. Y'all disrespectful. Just hurtful. Y'all been slapping me, man. Keep your hands to yourself.
You gave up the whole house.
We'll start charging y'all for slaps. Man. Every slap gonna be $2.
How we had the house, now we the renters. We gotta rent. We had 3 floors, now we out 1. You'd have gave up all the house. You'd have gave up
It wasn't the whole house. We wasn't Mike Dicking it up here, man.
Bro,
we wasn't Mike
Dicking. Church's money. We got a first rounder, 1 second rounder, no third rounders.
No. I ain't give up both thirds.
Yeah, you did second, 76 and 100. That's the count.
Yeah, okay. So both thirds. So we had the second round. We got the second round. So we gave up our first. We just basically squad first. We gave up both of the thirds. And then we just gave up the 2023 second round pick.
And you gave up.
So we just gave up 2/3. We gave up 2/3 ultimately for this year's draft to move up those slots, to move in front of some other teams.
2/3. 2/3 of man.
We gave up 2/3. We get to keep our second. We get to keep all them fourths that we could probably ball.
Put the powder in my hand, Delicious.
Y'all
Put the powder in my hand.
So you got.
Everybody give him the slaps.
No, don't do it.
Give me slaps. Everybody give him the slaps, please.
$2 a slap, dang it.
Even D3 said that's way too much. You done gave up the house. We own the house.
Listen, but I'm saying, let's just say he
give
does
all types of slaps.
and then you got Washington on the clock. Washington comes in, and if Baltimore, let's say New York slides, and they say,
you see the Rainbow Coalition? Brandon, they gave you the United Nations of slaps.
Like, you don't give me the diversity slaps over here. I'm about to start charging y'all for slaps, dog. Y'all got to start paying for these. I ain't gonna be taking all this, man. My face.
Gave you the United Nations of the other hand.
Disrespectful.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so I was saying we get in front of. Oh crap! Here, you got the powder.
Somebody give me the powder, please. Go ahead. I'm listening, brother.
Oh gosh. Anyway, so if you look at it, so with the let me go back over here to Washington. Let's just say that we didn't do this. Washington then gets on the clock, and you can see that one of their needs is corner.
Hold on. I hope this one better, right? This one better. Because the Jets one we wasn't agreeing with.
No. So I'm still on that scenario.
Go ahead.
So I'm still getting slapped right now, but you're looking at a situation where we charging for slaps now, $2. So Washington will be on the clock and having that need of corner, wide receiver, and interior offensive line. Sauce slides to them. Next thing you know, Sauce ends up as a Washington lieutenant. And so
then lieutenant. You don't give me a name. Let's
put that in there. All right. So then you have Minnesota, who also has the need of corner on the clock. So this continues to slide. So that's why Baltimore needed to slide up there in front of New York, if New York didn't want to actually go after him because they also have the need of corner as well. That's why I say Baltimore goes in, gives up those 2 third-round picks, and then the second-round pick next year. And still keeps the majority of their draft. It's just they're gonna have all the 4th-round picks, the 5. They still gonna have the 6th-round pick, and they still get the 2nd-round pick. So they got to give up the 2/3 in order to move up to make something happen at corner that is phenomenal. When you see what you got there, you're like, hey, this dude combined with Peters, combined with Humphreys, that it would be lockdown. It would be full on clamps all over Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm trying not to cry listening to this here.
It's a great justification, man. Give me a damn break.
I don't look here. If we split up and we gave her 2/3, that's fine. But we ain't giving up nothing next year. We can't give nothing next year. That's what we signed up 4 spots, bro. If we gave, if we was getting
round,
first
people make ridiculous trades for first round.
EDC, the whole Ravens community.
You'll see that when it comes to the draft, people make irrational decisions like crazy. These GMs, they get completely like greedy as all get. They like, you ain't getting that pick. You ain't getting. No, we won't. And the thing is, and they're justified. They're justified because here's the situation. That team has done all this homework to make a selection at this pick. This is their idea for the entire organization.
We're not talking about that name you talk about that's on your shirt, though. We ain't talking about them.
And so they let's just say the Jets had an idea, and that idea was X player. Whatever player happened to be available at number 9. Let's just say that their idea was going after Stingley or something. Or no, but let's say, or even let's say they wanted to go Garrett Wilson, but they know that Garrett Wilson can still slide to 14. And this organization had this plan in place this entire time. Baltimore gets on the phone, and it's just like you trying to switch from Verizon to AT&T or whatever. That new girlfriend better look better than the last girlfriend. Better have more options than the previous girlfriend. You got to make me get up off that seat to move to that next phone call. You got to make me get up off that pick. Convince me. And 3 picks for that one makes sense to get in that position to get where you need to be. To get what you want. You got to be convincing. And that third pick, that second round selection for the Ravens is convincing enough to slide up into that top 10 slot. It's a top 10 slot. It's not pick 11. It's not 13. We talking top 10.
Unless you're getting a quarterback. Oh, player. We ain't get that's still 2 draft. We only signed up 4 slots though, bro. 4 is not a lot.
It's gonna cost you. Like I can see it like 11 and 10. Baltimore was giving for, then they swap like 5th rounders or something like that. Then fine. But this is 4 slots. 4 slots that yes, you're gonna see value come through. And they're not just going at it by themselves. Somebody else is competing for those picks. They're competing for that number 10 pick.
Boy, you trying hard to justify this fool. Nobody agreeing with you. Everybody said
Jimmy disrespect.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Lawrence.
Nobody agreed with
got a question, though. I'll let you answer this one. Lawrence says, what do you think about Amari Barno for our edge rusher?
Amari Barno. Who do you play for? I'm trying to think who that is. Amari Barno.
I keep getting this one mixed up every time. I'm going to go look this one up.
Who? As long as you got me on that.
Amari was an outside linebacker, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Amari was a Virginia Tech outside linebacker, 6'4",
the one that ran a 4.3?
Huh?
Is that the one that ran a 4.3 in the combine?
I think he ran a pretty low 40 because before the combine he ran a 4.56, and then at the combine I think he ran even lower. So he's a pretty fast guy, but he's 235 pounds.
To be honest with you, huh? How much is he?
He's 235.
And he's like 6'5", right?
Yeah, 6'5". But he's got like a basketball player type build.
I have to see. I can't really talk about him because honestly, I haven't seen anything on him. I only seen one Virginia Tech game this year, and that's when they played Miami. But other than that, I have to look at his highlights. I have something for you next time Check back on Wednesday with me, brother. I apologize.
Yeah, they say he's built like a basketball player. He's got a decent wingspan.
He's ripped.
Check on his feet, but they said
he can run.
yeah, they said he's kind of thin though. They say he's kind of thin.
Well, he's 6'5", 230 something. So
yeah,
you're gonna have to put on a good 20.
Yeah, like you come in there right now trying to play, you're gonna be gone like the wind, getting pushed around like me whenever I'm outside in Nebraska weather. Just anyway, Jimmy said, next scenario, please. All right. Here's the final scenario. You're really gonna hate me on this.
Go ahead.
Because we doing business with the AFC North on this next scenario. You're not gonna like it very much at all.
Go ahead. If it's draft picks, we could do that. We done traded within the division before, but nobody in particular.
So here we are. We sitting on the clock. Baltimore's on the clock, right? And these are the needs. At 14.
Trade with the Steelers, no.
And then you see the scenario come through, and Pittsburgh says, all right, man. Look, Baltimore, I don't like you. You don't like me, but I need the future. I need our future here. And Mitch Trubisky, Mr. Biscuit, is not it.
Who they trying to get?
He is not it. So Pittsburgh comes at us and they say, hey, look, man, let me get number 14 about you, bro. And we get in return number 20, number 52 overall, number 84 overall, and a 2023 third-round pick. Eric DeCosta says,
you tell us we move back, we slide back to 20.
Yeah.
You're going to have now two second-round picks and three third-round picks.
No. 2 second or two. So we get to 20. We get 2 second. Is that the 84? Is that the second? That's the
third round.
Yeah. So 2 third-round picks. So one of them's next year though, and then so we get the third round and we get the second round, but we get it for for the 20. So with that selection, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers decide that they want to go with their signal caller for the future, Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, because they're gonna have to tell us.
Yeah. So they got to tell us, and we was like, all right, cool. This looks like legit, and then we got the option.
Delicious, like, yeah, I don't mind that. Listen, let me tell you. First of all, that's a lot.
It's a lot, but at the same time, this is first time.
It could happen. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but it could happen. But I wouldn't trade with Pittsburgh if Jesus was pouring.
It's just the situation. No. It is the scenario, and then so you gotta look at it though.
I'm not giving them nothing, Lawrence. Not
right behind us, or at least a couple slots behind us, and they need a guy for the future.
Who?
So
New Orleans?
They need a guy for the future.
Hold on, y'all. Pause. See, Lawrence said very fast. Not with Pittsburgh, not never. Make him spend more money. No, nope. I wouldn't trade with him.
Okay. No. So of course because there's beef there.
Your second favorite team always somewhere around them.
Let me just let's see. I'll sweeten the deal. You keep talking. I'm gonna go ahead and sweeten this deal. Then we're going to
sweeten the deal. Sweeten the deal, sir.
The first look at it. Let's see what we got here. All right. Now you have to remember Pittsburgh only has 7 picks for the entire draft.
I don't care.
So
let them use all their picks to move up. I wouldn't trade them nothing. I trade them a player, but I wouldn't give them nothing that Jesus was for. Nope.
It's like they got it. They got this. This is about all they got. They had
another first round pick
here.
Can you produce 2 first round picks for me, Pittsburgh? Because I
don't know about the 2 first round. Your money. That's hurtful.
That's right.
They have to go.
Love in the North.
You know what I'm saying? So they had to go at, let's see.
Starks, doggone it. Game of Thrones. We are the Starks. We are the North.
So here it is. They'd have to give up an extra to slide in there, and they probably would not do this simply because it's irrational for the Pittsburgh organization to go through and slide.
You sweetening the deal now for Pittsburgh? You sweetening the deal? Let me see this, Flynn.
But it's not ideal. It's still it's not ideal for either. But at the same time, you said sweeten the deal, so we are adding an extra piece on there.
What they had on?
This is all they got, man. This is all they got. After this, they only got 1 pick, bro.
You get that, now they got 1 pick left.
Yeah, they have two. They'd have number 208 from the Chiefs and then number 225 from the Jets. So Baltimore will ultimately get the first round pick, number 20. So they basically swap the 52nd overall, the 84th, the 138th, and then a 2023 23rd third round pick. So honestly, we got there. So we would get their second, their third, their fourth, their sixth. No, excuse me, not their sixth. Their second, third, and fourth round pick, and the 2023 pick.
Of course, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, because like I said, all you would be giving them after that, or all they would have left, honestly, is their first overall pick or our pick, and then the 14th. Excuse me, the 2022 number. What was it, number 208, and then the seventh round 225 that they got from the Jets. So it's not an ideal situation for them to trade up.
Talking about King said he feel like they're gonna pick somebody nobody talking about. They trying to get Malik Willis. We don't want that to happen, bro.
Yeah. Hold on, let's go ahead. Lawrence just said something that I really don't want to happen here.
What?
He said that they're gonna fool us all and take Trevor Pennington at 14.
Who?
Trevor Pennington. This is the guy who has zero bend.
Who?
Zero bend.
Never. If that happened, I'm turning my TV off.
And if you look at, I mean, even if you go back to look at the Senior Bowl tape, this is a guy who was kind of like doing a little bit of dirty stuff after the play. I mean, it was clearly the play was passed. The ball would have been gone or whatever, and he's taking guys and tossing them to the dirt. I like the attitude, but at the same time, it's just dirty play that was unnecessary. And it also showed me that he was more arms and upper body than he was lower body.
First of all, he's not going to be able to do that in the NFL as far as maybe tossing jokers. Not that seeing he going to get.
Oh yeah,
I
don't see him doing Myles Garrett like that.
I don't see him doing Khalil Mack like that. I don't see him doing Aaron Donald like that. I don't see him doing nobody like that.
Absolutely not like that. So
you also say something to you.
And that's why his overview.
He got his quarterback hurt, right?
Huh?
He got his quarterback hurt one time.
Yeah, at the Senior Bowl, it looked like he tossed him right into the quarterback's legs. He could have torn his ACL.
He did that there, and he did that during the season. Like his quarterback's throwing the ball, he tossed the lineman. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? He's an accident waiting to happen, man. I don't trust jokers like that. He reminds me of Incognito. I don't like him. I don't like him. I'm sorry. This is going back to your trade scenario with what King said. Trade
nobody talking about.
Yeah,
let's see.
I don't want them to get Malik Willis. That's all I'm saying. I don't want Pittsburgh to get Malik Willis.
I think Malik is going to be gone already. I think he is going to be already gone to a different squad.
I think he's going to Carolina.
Yeah, I think he's going to where somebody is going to reach big time. And I'm talking about when you think that I made some irrational decisions, whatever, they going to make some absolutely ridiculous decisions draft night because they get that itch. They get a gambling itch like crazy when they sitting back because they sitting back like fans and they get itchy like that. And they seeing there's a possibility of that guy going off the board. Some people start bluffing and saying, oh, they might trade up. And next thing you know, this general manager is on the phone like, we'll give it all. Well, yeah, Mike Dick style. Mike Dick style. Like we will give up everything.
Malik Willis probably in the back of his head thinking Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I mean he said it himself. He said
he knows how good he is. They know he got a cannon of an arm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and he does have. I know he played. The talent is not on the same level with all the players, but man, I don't know.
This man said, "You know what, Cam? I feel you just don't." He's like, "I feel you, just don't feel right with Pittsburgh. It don't feel right. It really don't."
If Pittsburgh called me, I'd be like, "Hello, click." Hello,
new phone. Who this?
Happened?
Who this?
Hello?
It's Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly that. Who was that? Nobody. My mom. She was calling about some foolery. We back to the draft. Let's go. I'm not giving it.
So he says Penning does a lot of holding, but I like the aggressiveness. That's what we're saying. So and the thing is that you ain't got no feet, and that's the thing. He's heavy on the feet. If you ain't got no feet in the NFL, it's going to be a ton of holding, and you're not going to. We got another Alejandro on our hands.
he had the highest. I think he had the most holes in the FBS this year. So what that tell you?
He got the most hoes? Most hoes.
The most holes. Holes, not the holes. He ain't pimping. That's powder.
Let's go.
He had the most holding calls. Most holding calls. He didn't do that well against Iowa State, and they don't have like nobody I can think. They don't have anybody I could think of that's coming off the edge like that. He didn't do that well against better competition.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't. He don't impress me. Yeah, Lawrence said he's 6'6", 236.
6'6", 236?
So he need to put on about a good 30.
I got him at 6'4", 235.
Either way, he need to put 35, 235, 236. The inch shorter, he need to put on at least 20. They're gonna have to put him. I mean, I'm sure he's good. Yeah. But they need to put on at least 20 to 25 pounds, bro. He's gonna have to put that weight on, especially if he's gonna be on the edge.
Yeah.
B-Tech always got these tall linebackers, bro.
Mm-hmm. They like him tall, boy.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that though.
Yeah. I feel you. So we talking about so that's the scenario. That's the only three I had. Did you have any others in mind?
No. Just not agreeing with neither one of them.
Respectful. Getting me slapped in here. Don't agree with my scenarios.
Love you, brother. I love you, man.
Love you too, bro.
Heck nah. I ain't answering the phone. As soon as you said you're not gonna like it, I was like, it must be Pittsburgh. You know I ain't gonna like it in Pittsburgh.
You guessed it. The second I said it, you guessed that joint.
Must be Pittsburgh calling. Hello? What you want? What you want? You got my money. Put some money on the books.
So I was like, all right, how deep can we go on the sleepers? And I wanted to just like think like, hey, honestly, we at the back ends of those 4th round picks or back towards that final 6th round pick that we got, it's gonna be a decision made, and everybody's gonna be like, yeah, okay. And they're gonna be like, yeah, all right. But maybe Baltimore saw something, right?
Yeah.
So here we go. So I'm thinking we got to get more depth for the cornerback position. Might as well get a guy that can burn. Might as well get a guy that's decently sized. That probably needs a sandwich or two, but ultimately can burn with the rest of them and be decent size on the outside, just in case they decide to move Marlowe back to the slot or something like that, or maybe there's an injury that happens and we have to have that situation go down. So with that said, I'm thinking that once again, Baltimore likes this Michigan situation because they are familiar with the players, and that coach McDonald has already had eyes on these guys. He recognizes where his talent is and what he can use. So they go back to the well again, and they say, hey, Vincent Gray out of Michigan, let's talk about it. 6'1", 192 pounds. This guy's a three-star recruit out of Rochester. He's NFL ready with that frame. He's got some reps against some very talented wide receivers. Of course, they played against Ohio State, so of course he's already got experience against guys who are going to be absolute beasts at this level. They say that he doesn't have as much athleticism, but I'm like, hey, look, you're already doing the job, and most of the time with you on the outside, if you're going against an ex receiver. Are they at that most of the time? Are they that athletic or whatever? You have to be that athletic to if they're just running the non-routes and the post routes all the time. You don't have to be as athletic, but you still need to be able to hold this person down. To be able to do your thing. So it looks like he's worked inside and outside. He got some versatility, and so he's got good mirroring skills. So if you got good mirroring skills and decent physicality, then this is what Baltimore's looking for. Like, all right, give me a Kyron Williams. This guy could be a decent Kyron Williams type of guy. What are your thoughts?
That could work. I keep thinking every time I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of Mike McDonald as far as a D coordinator. I'm thinking like, I know, these certain players are familiar, but I'm probably going to draft players that, like Pete Carroll, he drafted players that he wished he could have got that to USC. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like. I know I'm not. He probably like. We played Georgia, and I could name every defensive player that I want off of Georgia. What's up? You know what I mean?
Yo.
She comes in to say what's up.
Oh yeah.
Not
I
loud.
leave mine upstairs, but yeah, they say she come in, gotta say what's up, and bounce.
This is a corner that's coming out of Georgia that's pretty good too. He's a deep sleeper, what's the other corner that ran like a 4.27? He's 6'4". Can't think of the name of the school he's from. Small school though. I think his name is Zorn or something like that. Zorn Johnson. I can't think of the guy's name.
There's so many corners in that class that was decently fast.
Yeah. No, he ran I think he ran the fastest time at corner. Between him and corner from this other corner from Baylor.
You say you're from
No, this guy I can't think of his name. I'll find out who he is in a minute. I can't think of him right now. But to answer your question, I mean I gotta see him. He's not number 5. Number 5 is not. That's not the cornerback though, right? That was coming out.
Who that?
Yeah, it is. Lawrence is on it tonight.
What is that?
Green. That's the guy I'm talking about. No, Kenyon Green. No, that's not what I was talking about.
Okay.
So
he
he's
said,
talking about Kenyon Green. He's talking about the golf from Texas A&M. I'm not talking about him. I'm sorry, Lawrence.
Where you at? Because I'm trying to see what it is on the comments. Whose comment were you on?
No, Lawrence. You was just on it.
Oh, the Bama, the joint?
No. Very last one.
Oh, all right. So I'd rather have Kenyon Green than Penning because he can play center, guard, and tackle, and has good size if they go to O-line early. Think about it. I don't know. I don't
expected to go late in the first round though. Kenyon.
I think Penning's got strength, and strength can only get you so far.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying
it's sour.
Yeah, if you got bad feet, it's going to show at the next level. And Penning just ain't got to be. Now Kenyon Green, oh yeah, Kenyon, boy.
Can I tell you who my sleeper is?
That's the one who I said, well, he'd be holding up a sign saying, "We'll whoop butt for food." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Almost got me cursing last time. Kenyon Green, woof.
Yeah.
Totally like that guy. Versatile, love him. Yeah, can't wait to see that guy just completely destroy it on the line. He's going to be one of those ones that now that they're tracking offensive line pancake stats. Oh, he's going to be one of them dudes.
And I tell you, my sleeper, I know that's one of your sleepers. My sleeper, honestly, is going to be a running back. And I think Pierre Strong, he played in Division I AA. I think he played at North Dakota, I believe.
What is that?
Easter. Pierre Strong.
Oh, Pierre Strong?
Yeah. Him. And I
South
don't
Dakota State.
Huh?
South Dakota State.
South Dakota State. That's what.
Yeah, 5'11", 205. Yeah.
And he got great hands. And he I mean,
he's a good cutback guy. Good cutback guy.
Huh?
So he's a good cutback guy, apparently.
You're not catching him once he get in the open field. So I could see it's going in. That's one sleeper. And the other one that I'm thinking about is really should be.
They say he danced too much though.
That could be part of the. That's what I'm saying. Like he's great out the backfield as far as catching the ball, but
yeah,
it could be part of the system too. I don't know what type of I just seen his highlights, so I know every time he make one cut, he's gone. Like he is not too much dancing. Even in the Senior Bowl, they threw a screen to him. He took it 60 yards.
Okay.
How you do that? How you do that against you playing against top competition? They gonna let you just gonna take it to the house on them like that, huh?
He said he's able to break through arm tackles, so I'd like to see that.
He is strong, but I also think that
I like the shorter guys who can actually hide behind the bigger tackles too. So I mean, sitting at a 5'11", he ain't in that 6 foot threshold. He's almost there, but I mean, he could be one of those guys who could hide behind guys like Penning and stuff like that. Who just tower over and then just shoot out and be gone.
Him, I also like. I do like Robinson. I won't be surprised if we get him because we only got Gus for maybe another year.
You talking Wandell?
Huh?
Wandell Robinson?
Brian Robinson from Alabama, running back. Yeah, I like him, and I also like what's my man name? from Texas A&M, running back from I think it's Spiller.
Isaiah Spiller. Yep.
Yeah, he looks good. He looks really good. He looks good.
His build is like a workhorse. There's just workhorse frame.
You know who he reminds me of? Honestly, the way he runs the ball, he reminds me of Marshall Falk. The way he runs, like he shifts and then he has power. He has sneaky power. Yeah, Marshall always had that sneaky power. You didn't know he was that strong.
Yeah.
Then he break one on you like that. Like he reminds me of him.
Okay.
Like I don't know, man. Something's bothering me about this release of Miles Boykin. Not in it could be bad, could be good. There's something's bothering me. Something's like on my mind. Like, okay, what's the move? Because it's like right now, to me, like the off season is like playing chess because you don't know what's going on with the money, what's going on with people. Like okay, releasing him, we say 2.5 million. Now we what at 8.5 million? Am I correct? Because I think we only had 6 million left.
I don't even know what the cap number was. I think we were sitting at around 3 or something like that, and then I think it was like 3 something after we signed. Was it middle linebacker? Some middle linebacker. Yeah, once we signed Bonds,
And
I
Calais,
think that caused the issue. Or was it Calais? Calais' signing might have put us at like 3 something, and then so with that 3 something plus that 2.5 added on to it. Maybe there's a signing coming soon here. Maybe that's your J.C. Treader. You know, even though John Harbaugh didn't see J.C. Treader, maybe DeCosta said, you know what? I ain't trusting McCarry. Let's go and get J.C. Treader. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't be mad. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't be mad and let McCarry compete. You know, let him compete for the left guard position if that's the case, or let him be what you paying him to be. You got him, you know, my thing about McCarry just seemed like on that outside, he's been at right tackle. I've never seen him get his engine as much as he did until then.
Yeah.
You know?
So there can be so many different scenarios that pop up because that extra money is sitting there in the bank now. Maybe, you know, Holly hasn't said anything loud, but like I said, he's sitting in that same bunch. Only difference is he's a first round pick compared to all those other second round picks, which AJ Brown, which your DK, which your Scary Terry, all those different things. Maybe Holly is like, hey, quietly at the table, like, hey, you know, well, I'm in that same bunch. Pay me, baby. You ain't paying Lamar right now. Go ahead. I'll pay. You've been paying everybody else. You pay John.
I wouldn't be surprised if he get his deal early. They like, you know, EDC want to get it done early. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Hollywood's deal is done before the season is over.
Yeah, and this might be a piece that actually puts that into play because right now, let's just say you do put in the time and the energy into a contract. You give Hollywood, let's say this year, $2 million, but the signing bonus, you know, and all that back money that you can roll out through the years, it gives him more structure to know what Lamar's deal is going to look like later on because he was able to get this deal done and secure Hollywood for this foreseeable future. That also gives Lamar confidence that, hey, you ain't get rid of my boy next year.
Yeah.
Gave him a long-term deal. Yeah. They are counting on that salary cap to go up. So then that leaves the room for them to sign Lamar and know, hey, you know, now we got these 2 receivers under contract. This ain't going to hurt us as much as we thought, or we can levy this money out to this amount here and pull out the credit card a little bit to show, hey, we can afford this. We can do this now. So then let's see what Alicia said here. Alicia says that could definitely work. McCarry at left guard. That's what I've been saying the whole time. I'm like, I don't want to see this guy. I like him at left guard.
I don't like him there.
Yeah, you just because you want Cleveland there. We know what you want there.
I want the big monster over there to push everybody out the way.
He didn't eat enough squirrels last year.
Man, they want the big horse, big country. Yeah. What big country do?
I want to see him work, but I like McCarry. Like he just excels at other positions. Doesn't matter what job he's given. He does a pretty daggone good job at it unless he's center.
He does.
And so like right tackle, boom, he came in, did pretty well. Goes over left guard, he can do well. I think it's a plus adding McCarry there in that spot. I mean, and then of course letting Cleveland sit back and develop a bit. Let them learn. You're like, all right, this is the technique that you need to learn to go against these top tier defensive tackles when you got some stars in your face. Maybe Macari can hold it down. We don't know. I know Zyla struggled as well. So there are some times like Zyla made the Pro Bowl, but you go look back at that Detroit game, Zyla was getting beat. He
Yeah,
got beat bad.
yeah. But after that, it seemed like he tightened up after that game. Like
Yeah.
I think that it could have been the fact that he still was getting used to the system because that was like only our third game of the season, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, it could have took because I think that was the only real bad game he had. Other than that, he didn't give up. I don't even think he gave. I think he only gave up one sack this whole season.
Yeah, it just looked like he was getting beat. Yeah, like I was sitting here watching, and I could see the center doing this thing because I wanted to see what are these centers doing, and they just switched. They did some switching in and out that game, but I was like looking because I wanted to see what Cleveland did because you were telling me Cleveland, you was impressed with Cleveland, and they did have him in a couple of times, and he looked good. He actually did look good on those spots.
Yeah.
But then I'm looking over on the other side. I'm like, who keeps getting beat? Why is Lamar under pressure like crazy right now? And it wasn't just that right side that was having a problem because Macari was holding it down. It was the right guard position. I was like, damn, that's Zyler. I was like, that's your Pro Bowler. What is going on? He was struggling. He was on struggle bus.
Yeah.
Anyways, Lawrence says shifty back can go inside and good pass catcher as far as Spiller goes.
Yeah, yes.
I think that's a pretty solid pick there. Now, I did go back to the offensive side of the ball with my other sleeper because I saw that. Let me move this off the screen here. I'll just put something there. So I wanted to go back to just pretty much a guy who likes to block, who's got decent hands. He's big on the size, 6'6", 246 pounds, all conference basketball player. I'm talking out of Nevada, Cole Turner.
Tight end?
Yeah, tight end.
From Nevada?
Yeah, from Nevada. Brings some big nasty to the game. Okay. He's a decent blocker. He likes to light up defenders as that blocker. Good ball tracker. Mm-hmm. Amazing catch radius.
Better have some type of catch radius.
Yeah. Capable hands. They say syncs up well with the ball. Comfortable working out outside and has some experience in the slot as a receiver. So, last time we had a receiver prior to them switching over to tight end was Mark Andrews. Mm. He bossed people when he was in high school as a wide receiver, and then he comes into the NFL as a tight end and does pretty daggone well. So I'd like to see Baltimore pick up something like that. Yes, ideally they want the guy out of Maryland. What the heck is his name? Has some crazy.
Yeah, he's 6.
Is it Obo or Ozbo? I mean,
I see him more of an H-back because he's 6'3". He's not that tall. He's 6'3", 238. So you flirting around the weight of Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
And he probably can get up to 250. But I see him more like a H-back right now as far as he could be behind Patrick Ricard, but
yeah,
I don't know. I think Lamar like him, so we probably gonna pick him up. I've never seen the guy play. I seen him block, and now as a blocker, I want to say this: he didn't allow Hutchinson or David Ojabo to get off.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's kind of hard to do as a tight end. He's blocking a 1-on-1, so he's willing to block. I don't know. I think the only one other sleeper, and I don't know if he's really a sleeper, is edge rusher from he was in my draft. Can't remember his name. Edge rusher from Oklahoma. Nick.
Bonito.
Yeah, that dude's bend is ridiculous, bro. He come off the edge like freaking Von Miller with that dip. That dip is sick. Like him and Dalen Haynes, you could tell they've been watching Vaughn. Like you trying to dip, you really like how low can you go? Dip over.
Yeah, he said he matches well with a 4-3 and a 3-4. It doesn't matter which system. He said he's got just NFL caliber bend, flexibility. His burst, they said, is NFL caliber, so that could be something that Baltimore could use. More of that burst. We need more of that Matt Judon pressure that we used to have. If we can get some of that, I think that'd be great to have Bonito there. And he's got the size, 6'3", 240 pounds. I like it. I like it a lot.
Come in at 240. get they, put them give a couple sandwiches. Get them up about 255.
Yes, indeed.
Go.
No, this is why they need to just go to the South. They need to go to the South, go to Mama's Cafe.
Yeah, that's
And
all.
you're gonna snatch up that little dietitian over there. She probably ain't no dietitian. She probably just like, all right, we'll just go cook. Hey,
You gonna
y'all
cook.
go eat what I give you.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's
Like,
it.
you're gonna get all these greens.
You
You're gonna
ready?
get all these ribs. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get you some fried chicken over there. And look here, you're gonna get the peach cobbler too. You're gonna get the peach cobbler, you're gonna eat all that. We're gonna go to camp, all right?
That's right. That's right.
Except for Michael Pierce. Now you stay out of the kitchen, baby.
No, you stay out of
You stay out that kitchen.
the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Stay out the kitchen.
Oh well, we better get rolling, man. We had an hour and 45 minutes. We didn't bust 2 hours this time, so
I'm fading too slowly.
this is progress. You know what I'm saying?
This is progress. I love y'all.
Absolutely. And actually, there was one thing. I know we got a couple of. I got a couple minutes here. I need to pull something down real quick from Dropbox because there was someone who sent me a mock draft from from the last show, and he wanted me to show his mock draft. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that in just a second here. And I got it labeled somewhere around here. Give me you can keep talking, man. Just talk about different sleepers, whatever. I pull this thing in.
I'm trying to keep my eyes open, brother. I'm trying to get on this new regimen. I want to see if I can get my butt up at 5. Do some cardio. Do some cardio, faster cardio. Then come back in, get an hour of sleep.
So Andre Mears is who actually brought this draft in here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show y'all real quick. That did not go in the right spot.
You can see what was going on.
All right, so here we go. Andre Mears wanted to show us his mock draft. So I'm gonna slide over here.
Okay.
So he went after George Karlaftis. I just not a big fan. I know there's a lot of folks out there that's big fan, but he's big, and he brings a wallop.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want him in the first round.
Logan Hall, that's a good pick.
Yeah, and this is before the boy can trade, so that y'all can see before the boy can cut.
Yeah, he traded Boykin for
he traded Boykin to the Jets, trying to get into the second round pick. So he got that 35,
mm-hmm.
and with that 35, he decided to choose Petre, and then Logan Hall, got Justin Ross, that receiver you was just talking about. Kellen Deesh, was it a tackle? Okay, tackle at Arizona State.
I'm surprised he came up as an A- because every time I played it and I picked up Kellen, they always gave like a C+. They don't. I don't know. He could have slowed it down. Could have, so many ways to fix this thing. But go ahead, JoJo.
I think a few of y'all were talking about JoJo Norman on the comments. I think Delicious said something about JoJo, right?
I don't like him.
Okay.
He's another weak side linebacker / Sean State.
Eventually, we got to get a mic here.
Yeah, I ain't a big fan of him, to be honest with you. Go ahead.
And Cordell Flott, I don't know about him. Not as crazy about it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, picking up a tight end, a Werdemeyer. Letitia Smith, I like that one. And then I can't see who the final pick is there. Let me get rid of my – I need to get rid of my ticker. Give me a second here. Kyron Williams.
Old boy from ND, huh? From Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Nice. He's shifty.
Okay.
He's back. He's and he can pass block. He's not a big guy.
Yeah.
Like he's another Justice Hill, except he can pass block better, and he's a good, pretty good route runner.
Mm-hmm. So you like Jelani Woods? You say you prefer Jermaine Johnson for sure. Like I said, love the name. Seen his highlights. I love Florida State guys. I do.
Yeah.
I just I don't know. Ever since
like you said, Florida State / Georgia.
Oh yeah, yeah. Come to Georgia, Florida State now, and then Florida State. I've liked them for years.
Yeah.
As far as what their defensive ends usually look like, they just have defensive ends that are extremely lanky and just get the job done, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then So he's talking about weak side. Yeah, definitely a weak side when it came to the Nebraska dude, JoJo.
Yeah, he's only about 230, man. He's more of a safety, bro. He used to be a safety.
Yeah, so based off this draft, I mean, it looks like you had a pretty solid draft there. I mean, Justin Ross, I'd like to see what that would look like in Baltimore, but just at the right price, like at the right pick. But not necessarily. I think there's so many other receivers I'd like to see out there that would come to Baltimore. But hey, here we go again. This is Monday. We'll be back at it on Wednesday, killing it. Just want to thank y'all for coming through to the home of Original Sports Perspective. From our couch to yours. This is your host, Jermaine Lockett, the Couch Rider Raven. My main man, Cam Root, killing it. How's the album doing? Is it going straight, man? We
moving and grooving. Got some things going, man. Got some things going. I'm willing to have some stuff to tell you soon.
Yeah. So we'll be on the feeds. We'll be probably in some Twitter spaces, just looking around, lurking, looking for topics and stuff. If you have something that you want on your mind that you want us to bring up as a topic for Wednesday, please DM us, Twitter, everything. You can hit us up on the gram. You see it. Hit us up with Couch Rider Raven. Was it I am Cameron on the Instagram, right? Yeah, hit us up on that, and we can talk about those topics and bring something up Wednesday night that you want to hear. Make sure you share this with your friends. Do us a favor. We're trying to hit a goal of 300 views on this video. If we can get 300 views, that would be lovely. I want to see that within the first 24 hours. It'd be nice. But this is your team signing out, the Couch Rider Report, where we have Original Sports Perspective from our couch to yours. Y'all take care. Y'all have a good one. And we'll see you on the flip side.
Yes, sir. See you Wednesday.
Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens. Couch Rider. We gon' ride out. Couch Rider. We gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, Original Sports Perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report. It's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White